It's another one. We got another one. It's her. Who that? Big baby slide through in that drop top. Something by Benz looking cute. That's honest. Her and her friends, big blinks and snatch waist. Yeah, she brought the. Ain't no way somebody daddy ain't gonna give her the spins with her ends. Cause yeah, she did it. She did it again.
We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the Soto District of Seattle.
Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store
between the Washington Commanders
and the Seattle Seahawks. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. To throw is Bridgewater. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Now the first carry for Darrington Evans.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
The Seahawks at 6-4 now on the year. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
Off the play fake, Bridgewater.
Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 33.
He got 29 yards that time.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 33. Bridgewater to throw it. firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Five yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Eighth play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Bridgewater now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead.
Well, they started the drive backed up pretty deep, but a nice effort to overcome the field position, get into field goal range on the game's opening possession.
And, Brandon, I think from where they started, the initial thought was, can we get 1 or 2 first downs and help out our defense after we pump the ball away with field position? But as that drive went on, I think their sights got set a little bit higher. They were thinking touchdown, ended up settling in between and coming away with a field goal.
On first down, Lance. That's out to the flat for Gibson.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Second and 10.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance.
That's complete to John Ross.
And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson.
It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
They'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, not able to find any yardage on that one.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Three 0 after one on EA Sports. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. Got an open man, finds Gibson.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 31-yard line.
13 yards there on a Washington first. Now a play fake. Lance.
He completes this one to Terry McLaurin.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Slot man moves right.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Remember, as they try to run the ball down here, Charles, this is the #2 rush defense in the league.
So do you accept the challenge up front? Do you get your offensive line together, get your tight end in the ball game and say, I don't care that they're #2. Let's go ahead and show them that we can run the ball anyway? Or do you do the best thing and throw the darn thing and try and get in the end zone?
Maybe that's wiser. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him.
And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Great job of tackling there to prevent the first down.
One of the toughest skills in football, open field tackling. A lot of times one-on-one against a shifty receiver. He got it done in a nice way that time.
They'll try and run with Balaj, and he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders.
Kalen Balaj, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Commanders' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So they only needed a couple of feet there on 4th down, but they got more than that and then some as he takes this into the end zone.
And I love your description right there, right? 4th and short. They got that. No problem. Let's go ahead and get the rest of it. Finish it off in the end zone. Touchdown. Everyone goes away happy on that one.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, Bridgewater. And he fires one, but incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Ross on the return. A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Lance. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Yellow, blue.
They'll run with Gibson. And Gibson looking for some kind of opening, but he has none. They rally up to stop him short of the marker. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Lance to throw for it on 4th down. Steps away. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing is Bridgewater. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. In motion, the tight end. Bridgewater. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And the Commanders are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
And Lance's throw there into the hands of Ross. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Second and 2. From midfield, here's Lance. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Throwing on first down is Lance. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
To throw once more on second and 10. Lance. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And he returns this to the 22. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And Lance now to throw. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Throwing again on second down. Lance. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson to about the 48-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From just shy of midfield, Lance. And Thomas has it. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. To throw, it's Lance. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. A quick throw now complete to Ross. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 17-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st. Running the sweep with McLaurin. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Well, part of why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout, and that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way.
They'll run with Gibson. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Throwing now is Lance. Escaping the pressure right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Lance now on 3rd and goal. And this is going to be intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. A big seam, and he might go all the way.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception returned for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the third quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And boy, that should turn out well for them.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
They'll try the left side with Gibson.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
One more time with Gibson.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the third quarter. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead is now 14-10.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone.
And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Evans running behind center.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Play fake. Bridgewater.
Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Lonnie Johnson picks it, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there, and I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In press territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think...
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And at this stage, in the fourth, they need to work this into the end zone. A field goal doesn't do much. We'll see if they can cash in following the fumble recovery. Bridgewater's throw into the hands of Fant. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Bridgewater now from the 50. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Looking for Lockett, and he's got him, working his way free across the middle. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Bridgewater. And that is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now Bridgewater. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And the Commanders are going to have it here just past the 25. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts
That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Second and 7. Gibson here running out of the gun.
And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But the problem for them is still within a possession. So they can't just sit on it running the ball. They have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Ready? Lance, a quick throw out wide, complete.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up the key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
Here's Lance. And he finds McLaurin. He'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown! Terry McLaurin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. The extra point by Sly is up and good,
and that makes it a 21-10 game.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from loop.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
William Jackson with a pick. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep.
And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds.
A 4-yard gain brings up second and goal at the Seahawks 2-yard line.
From the 2 now, second and goal.
They'll try to run with Gibson.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal.
Here's a run with Balaj, and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Kalen Balaj, his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Commanders have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and the lead is up to 18 now.
Commanders 28, Seahawks 10.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but
And my goodness, another interception. William Jackson with a pick.
And the Commanders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Commanders,
the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Philly to take on the Eagles. Meanwhile, for Seattle, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams.